Action.
Yeah. So we don't know what's up with all this up stuff. We just go straight up Gateway, Philadelphia. No need for acronyms. But yeah, so let me tell you a little about Philly. Known as Philadelphia, city of brotherly love, Quaker City, city of murals, home of the Philadelphia cheesesteak. So if you get a Philadelphia cheesesteak anywhere else, it's not a Philadelphia cheesesteak. It's not from Philly. Home of the Philadelphia row homes and the Liberty Bell. That's broken, but still there. Let's go next one. City of First. I was just learning some of this stuff. First public library in the U.S. Volunteer fire department, hospital. First university, UPenn. First public bank. First art school and art museum. First zoo. And first major industrial city in the U.S. Had one of the largest, actually the world's biggest textile factories in Philadelphia, which led to a lot of the downfall. And so there's a lot of different industry stuff happening, big locomotive factories and all that right in Philadelphia. But then in the 1950s, everything started changing. The factories started moving out to the burbs and other countries. And everybody started leaving. And so now to this day we still have abandoned warehouses in Philadelphia, and just left a huge pocket of urban poor. So yeah, so the population, see, it's mainly black and white, like 1.5 million in Philly, 6 million in the greater Philadelphia area, and so you still have pockets of neighborhoods like that all over the city. The religion, Christianity is still a fairly dominant religion, but there is one of the largest Jewish populations, and 200,000 Muslims. 85% are African American, and it's growing real fast. So that's a very interesting thing. So Gateway is a 6-week urban program. We do like a 1-week orientation and then a 5-week neighborhood internship. And was started in 1992 with 5 students by Barb Weidman. And I believe later that year was InterVarsity's first urban project, Consultation, in Portland. So since then, it's 18 years long. It started with the goal of helping students to intern at ministries and organizations where they could use their specific education in serving the poor. And so over the years, this created, so we had a bunch of partnerships right from the beginning with, go ahead, Esperanza Health Center, which we've actually been partnering with them for all 18 years. Cardone Industries, which is an engineering firm, so students could come and practice their engineering. Philadelphia Enterprise Center was a small business hub, so business students could take an interest in serving the poor through this. So this vision and these partnerships sort of formed a vocational focus with attention of, do we continue with this strong vocational focus or plant ourselves in one neighborhood where we can live, work, and worship all together there? And so we've sort of made a shift, and the current partnership that we have now with the Spirit and Truth Church really enabled us to develop a very good combination of healthy church connection, housing, and varied internships all in the same neighborhood. With Esperanza being one that we've stayed with because it's been a great internship, but it's not directly in the neighborhood. But now they're moving into the neighborhood where we have had Gateway this past year. So it's all coming to us, actually. And we have a summer camp that kids work with and a community arts program, and then the health clinic. So from the beginning, Shalom has been the foundation of our teaching in issues of justice and spiritual formation. And in the last 18 years, we've had over 200 students go through Gateway. Some of the values we kind of go through a reconciliation to God, self, others, and creation, and sort of move with that and focus on each one a different week. So we do, for reconciliation to God, we have scripture studies, go through creation, fall, redemption, restoration, different prayer disciplines, and Sabbath rest. For self, ethnic and economic history of where you come from, learning your own limitations and your need for God and others, seeing a strength and usefulness of work, and then a heart, soul, mind, strength viewing of yourself. For others, we do a lot of conflict resolution, living in community together, kind of need to talk about that. Healthy, challenging, and encouraging each other, communal living, relating with neighbors and church. Try to do that in a number of block parties or whatnot. And then scriptural knowledge behind all that. And then for creation, we have students work within a budget, and they go out and do all the shopping. And we talk to them about how can we consume less and recycle and compost. We do some gardening and talk about local stores and grocery stores and how can they go shop at them, and then we drive them there. Some key people and leaders, Manny and Blanco Ortiz, Spirit and Truth pastor and his wife. We usually have a little dance party at his house. It's kind of fun. Susan Post is the Esperanza director. She's been very involved with us and loves Gateway. And then some of the neighbors, like George and Carol. You kind of see them in the middle there that wanted to throw a big party for us right on the block. So there's a lot of fun. Some simulations we do, Monopoly, meal of the classes or poverty meals, do a little homeless day, give them nothing and send them downtown. That's always ends up for good talking about money. Our budget is $1,200 per student, and that covers food, housing, books, transportation, other stuff, and staff stipends. All that comes from that. And this is Bryant here and myself. He's a student from the University of Delaware that came and did the program. He kind of grew up in an urban setting, but University of Delaware is like mostly white, and he's Latino. And for him, coming to Gateway was kind of like, so I guess at Delaware, like his view of being a Christian was like to be white, or like we're all the same kind of thing. And so when he came to Gateway, like God just totally helped him to understand like his ethnicity and where he comes from, and now he's super proud of it, and even thinks he's Asian sometimes. But so he goes back to Delaware to find all these pockets of communities at Delaware, and is like excited to learn from everyone. And they start up a bunch of different initiatives on campus. So he helps out with Asian Fellowship, and they started up a Justice Week on campus. Actually, this week, World Vision was videoing them live, calling the governor and all that sort of stuff. And so Brian got heavily involved with all that. So yeah, that's a Gateway.
Yeah, thanks.